Hello! Are you here for the monster camp gossip? Then I have good news. They say there's this powerful witch camper, yeah? So the other day, not one, not two, but three of her evil exes came to camp looking for her. What happened next was wild. Wait, that's not all. Everyone knows there's this cute robot attending monster camp, right? Here's something else, though. I heard there was this robot uprising that threatened to end monster kind. Was our robot friend trying to stop it? Or leading it? We may never know. This is just the start. Monster camp is riddled with gossip. Wait and see.
Monster Prom, be your worst self.
Hey there, this is Parker. I'm the media director and audio lead here at Serenity Forge, and I'm glad you could join us for a sneak peek of Date Night Bowling. Date Night Bowling is a casual retro bowling game, but with its own unique spin. You are out at the bowling alley for a dating event, and there's this rich cast of characters there with you, all looking to see if they can hit it off. You can choose who you play as, you can choose who you're out on a date with, and then you and the game AI, or you and a person who's sitting there with you, playing with you locally, can enjoy a fun date night of bowling at one of these two great bowling alleys that each have their own decor and their own soundtrack to really set that special mood for your date. But as with any date, it's not really just about bowling. And so while you're out there with your date and they're applauding you when you get a strike and you're making fun of them when they get a gutter ball, you also have these quirky little mini games where you can really try and make that best first impression. Let's take a look at some of those challenges. Whether it's trying to land the perfect high five and how awkward it can be when you miss, or your date saying, "Oh, look at the cute penguin in the claw machine," and then it is your life's mission to get that penguin. Or those hidden little guarded moments where you have to clean your teeth to make yourself as presentable as possible for your date, but you can't do it while they're looking. Maybe you try to clean up the table while they're away, but then make them pretty unhappy when you accidentally throw their keys and wallet into the trash. And of course, what's any date without some poorly executed karaoke? So it starts off as just this fun bowling experience that can be fast-paced or it can be more relaxed, but then in between frames is when you actually get to have the date and see if you can earn that great rapport with your bowling partner to maybe go out on a date again. And that's what really makes Date Night Bowling such a special and charming experience to play, where you can come back over and over again, not just to bowl, but also to try out other combinations of these characters and get better at those challenges to see if you can really hit it off. We're super excited for you to play some Date Night Bowling. It's coming your way early next year, you can wishlist it right now on Steam, and we really hope you enjoy it. Until then, thanks for watching.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Jeopardize. Its 5 to 10 minute mission to explore a strange new world, to level up an incompetent crew and preferably keep them all alive, to boldly go where the little mission marker tells you to go.
We all know they don't make engines like they used to. So at some point, you're gonna need to give the old can some TLC. Just do yourself a favor and avoid doing that in the middle of an asteroid belt. Pay attention to that first syllable there and watch yours. It's like the old space crew saying, if your crew member takes a hit, they're in the Physics 101, did it? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If the gravity is turned off on your ship and your crew is firing off extinguishers with no boots on the ground, what do you think is going to happen? That's right. They'll be flying backwards down the corridor faster than a falcon on a Kessel Run. In space, no one can hear you scream. So if you find yourself in a blind panic and purge your ship without checking that your crew are at a safe distance, you won't hear all the abuse they're shouting at you either. Every cloud. Not all crew members are created equal, and most of them only do one thing well. Don't mix up your classes or you'll get into all sorts of trouble. Allocate accordingly. Now you're starting to see why it's important you don't lose any crew members to asteroids, airlocks, or fire extinguisher-related incidents. Let's pretend for a moment that you haven't paid attention to a single thing I've said. You've lost a few vital crew members. You need to escape before losing any more. You've made use of those shiny new escape pods you had the foresight to install. But when you get back, some of your escaped crew are nowhere to be seen. Before you hire a completely new bunch of recruits with absolutely no experience whatsoever, you might want to go on a rescue mission. They're probably floating around somewhere using their last minutes of life support to imagine all the ways to make your life hell if they ever see you again. But their experience could come in handy in the future. Well, that's about all the advice I've got for you right now. But I'm sure you'll discover plenty more ways to mess everything up over the course of your impending space adventure. It's a dangerous world outside your ship. And with you in charge, it could be an even more dangerous one inside it.
And that is looking incredible. I want to give another shout out to Modern Wolf. Thank you so much, guys. There were so many games in that segment that I really enjoyed. I'm a big fan of sci-fi, so I actually really had a thing for both Cosmocrats and Space Crew. What did you enjoy?
Space Crew looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, I love how it's not just serious sci-fi. It's kind of to boldly go where the little blip tells you to go. I love that kind of irreverent humor.
Yeah, and also like the game premieres tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, that's out tomorrow.
Yeah, so,
I am so excited about that. So
so definitely check that out. Victory Heat Rally is like one of my favorites, just because it meshes pixel art with 3D and it looks really fun. Also, that is live on Kickstarter now. Shout out to Kickstarter. Shout out to Sky Devil Palm. The game looks amazing. Go support that team. Do you have any other favorites?
Yeah, actually. So I really loved Date Night Bowling as well. You know, it's like a really different looking game. Admittedly, it looks a bit more, you know, a bit nicer than most of my dates go, but
yeah, it is. It
but like it just looked really sweet and wholesome.
Yeah. Really fun. All right, so our next guest is also a friend of the mix. I met her through GameSpot and through her trailer making. Now she is the head of community and marketing at Twitch. Our friend Mary Kish, who will kick off another batch of games.
Hey guys and gals, my name is Mary Kish and I am head of community marketing at twitch.tv, and I'm thrilled to show you guys a big old grab bag of games that you're probably going to want to get your hands on. I'm always excited to see what's going to be the next big advancement in gaming, whether it's technical innovation or a fantastical world or a unique game design. And with the next-gen consoles right around the corner, I think we're going to see a lot more developers taking huge leaps of faith to see what's going to be that next big hit. And when it comes to the streaming world, we're seeing lots of love for massive competitive online playgrounds and interactive experiences with friends and replayability. It's actually been a surprise to see which games have been the top of the charts this year. Some of the games that didn't actually even come out this year but had a resurgence. But what they all have in common is that they keep viewers glued to their seats to see what's going to happen next.
Hello everyone, I'm Sungwanshin from Busan Games. One a Vengeful Spirit is a paranormal stealth action game about revenge and its price. The main character is a Korean girl who was killed along with her family during an attack on their village. She meets the god of death and makes a deal with him. He gives her the power to turn into a ghost and possess living creatures. The central game mechanic is stealth. She doesn't have any armor for protection,
Умолчал,
and her
10
only
минут
weapon
молчал, я
is an
что-то вам
ability to
рассказывал,
possess
а вы ни
enemies for
черта
a
не
short
слушали.
amount of time.
В общем,
Players need to move
история в том,
covertly
что
and
в
plan every step.
Варкрафте,
She
как
can take
обычно,
life
Battle.net
force from living
испытывает
creatures, possess them,
большие
or
проблемы со
turn into a
входом,
ghost.
и я
With
так
no other
понимаю, сегодня я
offensive
вообще
or
никогда не
defensive
попаду
ability, the only
в
option
ВОВ,
is to sneak and hide
а
from the
там
enemies, looking for
вдруг
the best
внезапно
opportunity to attack.
проходит ивент, показывают разные инди-игры, которые должны выйти в ближайшее время. Почему бы и не посмотреть, пока мы еще смотрим на вот это замечательное окошко, на котором написано 300 минут ждать.
The player can create a lot of ways to complete a mission, balancing between stealth and combat.
Что-то странно, микрофон включил, пришлось его рассоединить, соединить.
The need for constant balance of stealth and action should provide a tense experience for players. The game is set in a fictional version of Korea in the beginning of the 20th century. After being killed, the girl decides to make a deal with Choseungsaja, the god of death, who promises her a reunion with her family in the afterlife. She helps the spirits of her people to find peace by completing their favors and performing brutal revenge. But everything has its price, and she will have to face the consequences of her actions and restore the balance of life and death.
Ну, я днем немножко заходил, слава богу, там взял просто, посмотрел, что половина аддонов у меня отвалилась к чертовой бабушке. Вот, и я решил удалить WoW полностью и заново его скачать, мало ли что. Просто так, на всякий случай. Все равно все аддоны заново настраивают. Короче, иногда это работает.
30XX is all about playing your way. We want you to enjoy the game however it's fun to you. In Mega Mode, generate a unique dive, tackle the stage of your choice, then spend your nuts on power-ups and plan your next move. In a given dive, each level remains fixed, the same each time. If you die, you'll be sent back to HQ, where you can try the same stage again, or take on a different challenge
сделаем
first.
такой зелененький фончик.
Each
Так,
time you
можно
start a new
еще
dive,
на самом
you'll
деле в
generate a fresh
Твиттер
set of levels that
написать.
you can tackle in any order. Each level is assigned a
Так,
difficulty
где
when
у
you
меня
start the
тут
dive,
Твиттер?
so you might get an easy clock zone this time, and a really hard one next time. Mega Mode supports all the classic 30XX bells and whistles, including the memory index for unlocking permanent upgrades, the entropy cluster for turning up the heat before a dive, and full local and online co-op so you can enjoy a dive with a friend. You can even add a new player mid-dive. Mega Mode is perfect for players just getting into 30XX, and it's great for folks who love tackling a given challenge until they're able to master it. We hope you're as excited to get your hands on it as we were to make it. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.
Так.
Hello, we are Xrf Studios, and this is our latest game, The Riftbreaker. We are really excited to be a part of the Mix Next showcase this year, and we want to show you something that we've been working on for the past couple of months. We join Ashley as she is looking for new mineral deposits to boost production in her newfound base on Galatia 37. However, she is going to find a little more than she bargained for. There is going to be lots of fighting in the Riftbreaker, and some species of creatures are a little more malevolent than others. And here we see a new kind of monster. This one is called Kermon. What makes Kermon especially dangerous is its natural hostility towards all other life forms. They will not only attack Mr. Riggs on sight, but also fight for territory with other species of creatures of Galatia 37. They're not especially tough, but their invisibility cloak makes them a really difficult target to hit. If you allow them to get too close, they will unleash a powerful attack using blades that they have for arms.
Зато я теперь смогу
Creatures such as these poor
альтабаться.
arachnoids do not pose as much of a threat all of a sudden. The entire planet seems to be determined to make our mission fail, but we must continue. We must look for new minerals, we must look for more energy in order to open a portal back home. The presence of hyper-aggressive, intelligent predators that are also invisible will not make your job any easier. We as a species are really good at solving problems, so you will find ways to make Kermans a little less dangerous. In the meantime, just watch for movement in the grass and lay down mines. Don't get too caught up fighting creatures outside of your base. Remember that your main task is to keep your headquarters alive. And your headquarters will come under constant attack from waves and waves of hostile creatures, just like right now. It's good that we can instantly teleport to our headquarters and defend ourselves from these creatures. Building solid defenses and expanding your arsenal with new technologies will give you lots of advantages in long fights.
Ну да, ну смотри, вообще.
You can always craft new gear using the blueprints you research and the minerals that you find. Making use of all the inventions that you can will guarantee that you will live to fight another day and make it one step closer to coming home. We hope you enjoyed this little video. If you want more, visit us on YouTube. Bye bye.
Cut! Roderick, this isn't another one of your cash-grabbing remakes. I need you to be a doctor. To live it, to breathe it, through your face and into your soul. Do you want to be remembered as one of the greats? Do you want to bring home a golden statuette? Do you want to save 2 Point County? Well, a great artist once said that art can heal the world. It was me. I said that. These people are sick, Roderick. Sick. And the only cure is culture. They need music. They need art. They
Музыка напоминает отвратительные рекламы эпловские.
All right. Are you ready, Roderick? And action! Can we get a real doctor in here?
Я так понимаю, это DLC, Two Point Hospital.
2 Point Hospital allows you to manage your own healthcare system, which might sound dull, but it isn't really, because our illnesses and ailments are all made up from quirky, weird illnesses, which you have to work out how to cure in equally weird and wonderful ways. So our latest DLC is delving into the world of celebrity, really. We've kind of realised that this sort of celebrity theme is something that's become a running theme through what we've done so far. So it was really interesting to sort of think, okay, how can we bring them all together? So Culture Shock kind of leans on some of the celebrities we've already introduced into 2 Point County.
So at the start of the DLC, you'll receive a request from artist Zara Fitzpocket. She believes that she's noticed a correlation between the poor health of the people in the county and the poor state of the arts in the county.
Эта игра вообще, я понимаю, эта игра вообще для Галенкина. Он в них такие штуки любит.
We've got Roderick Cushion, who's our, wonderful, slightly now B-movie actor. His better films are behind him. And he's trying to relaunch his career with this kind of reality show hospital series.
The objective of the level is to make a hit show, obviously. So part of that will be improving Roderick and training him up to be a 5-star doctor. But you'll also need to be taking requests from the show's producers.
You're trying to sort of encourage Roderick to become more skillful as his character. And his character, he plays a real-life doctor working in a real-life hospital, which just happens to be a film set as well.
Mudbury Festival is 2 Point County's old music festival, and you'll be heading there to run hospitality and healthcare.
It's kind of like the hospital is the facility for people who go to these festivals. So they come in waves. So as you can imagine, this level has surges of things that go on in between the festival's taking place.
And finally, you'll head to Fitzpocket Academy, where Zara's hosting an exhibit to celebrate the health of the arts in 2 Point County.
This level has a number of paparazzis you have to deal with. You have to be very careful about who gets in and who pretends to be ill or who pretends to be celebrities.
As you'd imagine, the illnesses in the arts district of 2 Point County are very on theme. So we've got private parts where you'll need to melt down patients that look like toy soldiers. There's stunt trouble, where patients have developed a real
Можно
thirst for
плавить
danger.
пациентов.
And then there's soiled self, where
Класс.
the patients have soiled themselves.
So
И
Culture
мыть
Shock will be
каких-то
available
грязных чуваков.
October the 20th, and if you pre-purchase, you'll get a 10% discount. So give it a go, and I hope you have fun.
У меня вообще все мои опыты с тайкунами заканчивались очень плохо. Я не могу следить за экономикой и вообще всем, что происходит вокруг. Это надо иметь определенный майндсет. Игра за бешеную белку летуна. Ничего себе.
As nighttime settles in, nocturnal creatures come out, so we'll have to be careful. Right now we're trying to find a blue mushroom to eat, but as you can see, there's quite a few rats down below that we're going to want to avoid. We could try facing them head on, but there's probably too many for us to handle, so let's go with a more stealthy approach.
We can hide in this tall grass to avoid attracting attention. Try to stay under cover, and don't walk straight into one of those
Кто там хотел ассасина?
Thankfully, we can keep an eye on predators using the sugar glider's finely tuned instinct. Just keep an eye on our instinct meter. Once it runs out, we won't be able to tap into the sugar gliders and
Серьезно, это Assassin's Creed, но про белку. Я хотел бы знать, в каком состоянии разработчики пришли к этой идее. Ням-ням-ням.
As the night wears on, we've been exploring the forest a bit more, but some areas are more dangerous than others.
Нет, это не Assassin's Creed, это Бэтмен. Это Бэтмен.
They've already spotted us, so stealth isn't an option. Looks like we're going to have to fight our way out of this one.
We're a bit outnumbered here. There's no way we can take
Есть
them all down at
Бэтвижн,
once.
есть крылья, чтобы летать. И грибы надо жрать. Все как в Бэтмене.
That's a good strategy. We'll have to keep our footing on these branches, but at least the spiders can only swarm from one direction. And they have a lot further to fall.
Yeah, honestly, swatting spiders off of tree branches is one of my favorite things to do. Now, some of the predators in a way are just too big to fight, so we're gonna have to take to the trees to avoid them altogether. Thankfully, the sugar glider is an arboreal creature, so it's right at home in the branches.
Oh, that fox looks hungry. As soon as we touch the ground, it's bound to catch us. Now we could climb on any branch we want, but we have to be strategic and carefully plan where we want to go next. One wrong move could mean that we'll be a fox's midnight snack.
As the sun rises
Симулятор
again,
бросока.
it's time to continue our journey through a way.
Звучит неплохо.
But we're not out of the woods yet. The daytime has its own dangers to contend with.
Thanks for watching our gameplay reveal. Come chat with us and let us know what you think on our Discord.
Ой. Жирный урл себе забили.
Hey everyone, this is Julian from HeadUp, and I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about our first self-developed and self-published game, which is called Tinkertown and is a multiplayer sandbox adventure game.
Прикольно выглядит. Такой Depth of Field
Tinkertown is about
эффектик.
exploring, crafting, and building. And each time you start a new game, a unique world will be randomly generated. And you can go on and play it either by yourself or with up to 3 friends online.
Привет, Дмитрий. Слышно ли что-то про Biomutant?
While progressing in the game,
Она
you
вообще
will gather new resources,
должна была
unlock
выйти.
new blueprints, and
Она
craft
должна была
recipes.
выйти.
And ultimately, you will build your own little village by setting up buildings, workshops, and furniture. And this way, a small village
Выход
rise
игры
from the
запланирован на
initiative
2020
in no
год.
time.
И про нее вообще в последнее время не вспоминают. Я еще видел 2 года назад на Игромире, его показывали.
You'll be able to discover and expand into uncharted territory by exploring
Интересно.
beautiful landscapes, such as
Как будто
mystical
они вообще
forests,
пропали с
great deserts, chilling ice tundras and steaming
с
lava
этих,
and of
с
course
радаров.
during the progress of the game even more.
Так, news.
You might even find interesting characters.
Охранительно, на сайте у Biomutant последняя новость за декабрь 2018. Все, больше их не существует. Так, а что у них в Твиттере происходит? Они завели в июле официальный Дискорд. discord.gg/biomutant.
Tinkertown will hit Steam Early Access in fall 2020, where it will receive its final touches with the help of you, the community. So join our Discord, Twitter, and wishlist Tinkertown on Steam to stay updated about upcoming beta tests and more.
Rated everyone.
Привет, Роланд. Конечно, там. Хо-хо. Плати налоги. Майор Лучок. Боже, начиналось все хорошо. А потом плати налоги. Разыскивается за увиливание от уплаты налогов. Опять свинью взорвали. Класс. Ух ты, можно пинать котиков. Игра года.
Welcome back to the mix next.
I once didn't pay my taxes for 3 years.
That's upsetting. But we got to turn up. That one's hilarious. There was some amazing games in that portion. I love 30XX. I love Mega Man games. So that one, you know what I mean, just floats my boat.
Yeah, for me it was all about 2 Point Hospital. It's been one of my favorite games during this whole pandemic.
Короче,
Something about playing
про сам ивент я могу сказать, что кажется, людям надо уходить от формата вот такого вот, когда сидят люди и просто тратят наше время, вместо того, чтобы смотреть прямо ролики. Это формат понятный, может быть, он просто мне лично не заходит. Но мне кажется, что вот идеальные презентации — это когда вот у Sony они просто показывают ролики без вот этого обсуждения. Они вот сейчас показывают пачку роликов, потом типа пытаются сказать, что им понравилось из этого блока. Но это получается очень немного натужно, я бы сказал.
Well, next up we have, we're going to show off a whole bunch of games from Whitefawn Digital. Their thing is kind of wholesome, cute, very experiential games. So I've been really looking forward to a lot of their titles. And yeah, so check them out momentarily, but stick around because we also have a special guest.
Yeah, so, you'll love that one for sure. Cool. Let's check it out.
Так. Whitethorn Games.
Hey, I'm Samantha, the community manager for Whitethorn Games. We're an indie publisher based in Erie, PA.
Молодцы, вышли на пленэр.
Every publisher has a certain style, and we're no different.
Так, это конкуренты.
Indie-publisher. Are approachable, bite-sized, stress-free experiences that you can enjoy for as little or as long as you'd like.
Формат не очень в основном, потому что им нечего сказать. Короче говоря, ведущий в таком формате нужен. Ну да, то есть Если бы они что-то интересное рассказывали, либо дополняли информацию, которую не сказали в трейлерах, а они просто пытаются, сказать чего-то. Немножко плохо с подготовкой.
Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, Tamagotchi, and Cookie Mama. And we're still big fans of games like Stardew Valley, My Time at Portia, Ooblets, and Spiritfarer. Today we're going to take a few minutes to check out footage from 4 of our titles. We hope you'll stick around.
Заморочились, дрона, футаж записали. Молодцы. Вот эти молодцы, чуваки.
September 1st, 1986. You take on the role of 40-something Meredith Weiss, who returns from the big city to her quiet hometown. As Meredith, you get to decide who to talk to, who to befriend, and perhaps even
Что с припатчем? Я стою в очереди на Battle.net. И меня 270 минут показывает очередь. Я даже в Battle.net зайти не могу.
Drive around the lake in your dad's trusty mail truck.
Вот да, вот такие припатчи, такой стрим.
Talk to a range of engaging characters, each with their own personalities and quirks. Choose after-work activities, hang out with your friends, help out your neighbors, or stay home and read a book.
А какой у меня там?
Experience 2 in-game weeks of branching story that doesn't shy away from slice-of-life themes.
Подожди, у меня что, не сохранилось название? Мне казалось, я перебивал название на YouTube, извините. Извините, пожалуйста, я обломился. Мне казалось, я обновил название.
Calico is a day in the life community sim game where you are given an important and adorable task.
Сейчас обновлю.
Fill the town's cat cafe and fill it with cute and cuddly creatures. You will journey to a small village filled with magical girls and other fantastical friends, where you are placed in charge of a rundown cat cafe.
Странно, не обновляется не обновляется название стрима на ютубе. Отвратительно, а почему? Ладно. Короче, на ютубе просто название не обновляется. Я просто помню, что я точно это делал, но не посмотрел, сохранилось или нет. Сейчас попробую по-другому в другом месте. Там, короче, можно в 2 местах менять.
Your task in Calico is to bring the town's cafe back to life again. Princess Farmer was just an ordinary farmer when one day she woke up under the Gaia tree. Now, through the magic of Mother Gaia, she can hoist up whole rows of veggies with ease to make matches and smash obstacles by herself, in co-op, or even versus a friend. Play through this charming story meets match 3.
Так, сработает.
Adorable characters and creatures along the way.
Так.
It may look like Princess Farmer plays like a modern match 3 game, but it's much more strategic and reaction-based.
Ага, так сработало. Так обновилось название. Простите, пожалуйста. Ладно, давайте вернемся к... Так, это что, матч 3? Серьезно? Матч 3? Так, там в чате спам. Да, сейчас блок юзер. Оба. Сработало или нет?
Smash rocks, make combos, win hearts.
Вроде забанил, но я не уверен.
Teacup is a narrative-driven adventure game with a focus on exploration and non-linear progression. You play as Teacup, a shy and introverted young
Забанил.
who loves drinking tea and reading. The day before she is to host a tea party at her house, she realizes she's completely out of tea, and thus must venture into the woods around her to find the herbs she needs to restock her pantry. Unlike other adventure games, Gameplay in Teacup is not about gathering items to solve obtuse puzzles. To advance, the player must interact with the world and talk with its characters. During her expedition, Teacup will also encounter a variety of charming minigames, ranging from simple puzzles to action-based challenges. Ultimately, Teacup aims to tell a story about the nice things that can happen and the friendly people you can meet when you dare venture out of your comfort zone.
Здорово, енот. Так. Менеджер баньки. Ну-ка, ну-ка. Можно... Это что-то из Миядзаки. Это что за хмырь? Вот это что за хмырь такой? Большой, с большим глазом. Онсен-мастер. Это какое-то аниме.
Oh my god, it's future. Future is coming. Yeah,
это Галенкин.
Go. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Wait. I can do it. Come. Stay. Okay. Go. Yeah. No. Come on. Okay. Oh my god. It's future. Future is so incredible.
What the fuck was that?
Round one. Go.
Ладно, мы пропустим это. Ух ты. Ничего себе.
You died.
Что-то мне арт знакомый что-то напоминает. А прикольно, что у него, конечно, баллистика за угол заворачивает.
Run 348.
Типа еще себе подарок. Знаете, это что мне напоминает?
Hello everyone, I'm Charles from Charge Games, and today I'm gonna show you the game we're working on, which is called Overloop. It's a dystopian adventure game about cloning. It's coming in 2021 and it's published by Digirati. So let's get right into it. We are here in one of the very first levels of the game, and we are accompanied by Dennis, a friendly AI who will comment on our actions throughout the level. He was abandoned in this testing facility and is super happy to talk to someone. For this test, we are given a gun, a cloning gun to be more precise. So we grab it and we proceed to the very first test chamber. Here Dennis reminds us that our clones are like us. They have a soul. But hey, I won't jump over this laser by myself. And this is the heart of the gaming experience offered by Overloop. You have to sacrifice a lot of clones in many different ways to progress and prevent the bad guy from sacrificing lots of clones. It's a pretty open-ended way of making fun of all those games in which, under the pretext of saving someone, we end up killing hundreds of people. But this time, you also control the victims. Here you see that because we are limited with the number of clones we can have, we can't reach the end of this room. But that's okay, clones have a very convenient suicide option. In this room, you can see another very important mechanic from our game. Not only you can jump on top of each other, but you can also walk while carrying some of your characters. Okay, just one last example. Here, I want to reach the platform at the top right, but a laser is blocking the way. So I'm gonna activate the elevator with my original character to send one of my clones to deactivate the laser. And then I'll use another clone to activate the elevator again once the way is clear. Obviously, the puzzles will become more and more complex and diversify over the course of your adventure. The game offers so many fun ways to kill clones. Oh, by the way, at the end of this level, you get the ability to create an additional clone. You can use this new clone to exit the room. And as you can see, this door needs 3 people to open. So we're gonna use all of our clones and then end the level. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can wishlist the game on Steam if you liked it. And we're super impatient to show you the final game when it releases next year. Bye!
Продеус, он скоро выходит. Выглядит, конечно, шикарно. В Невере, по-моему, выходит. Найс. Что потише сделаем. Блин, я и сейчас в очередной раз этот трейлер стоило запустить ради только того, что я вспомнил, что я Doom Eternal не прошел. Я его бросил часов через 6 геймплея. Так и не могу никак вернуться к нему. Он будет совсем скучный.
Hi everyone, this is Cyril from the Arcade Crew, and today I'm going to show you some features from the upcoming CCCP tactical RPG, The Last Spell. In this game, the apocalypse happened. Some mages triggered the end of the world by accident, and now pretty much all living things have been wiped out. There's one last city standing, but it's mostly ruins. Your role is to defend it, as well as the mages.
Скорчить боссов или моя часть не зашла. Да нет, просто похоже я перерос такой тип геймплея. Он слишком, как вот, не знаю, вот я лучше с удовольствием первые, думаю, перепройду, старенькие. Что-то Twitch подлагивает. Плюс игра нас, то есть она пытается вводить новые механики, при этом в Eternal тебе очень много времени тратится на объяснение того, что тебе нужно делать. Мне, как всегда, казалось, что Doom — это игра, в которой тебе не надо объяснять, что делать. Тебе дали дробовик, иди ебошь демонов. Тебе не нужно что-то дополнительное. Сейчас я перезапущу трансляцию, что-то она подлагивает. Тебе не нужно быть слишком требовательным к этому безобразию.
You only have a handful of very strong heroes fighting hundreds of weak enemies. We're putting a big focus on the optimization of the damage you'll be dealing every turn, thanks to many AoE skills.
Нет, это, видимо, у них что-то.
In the last spell, the characters are classless. This means that all the skills you'll be able to use depend on the weapons your character will be carrying.
XCOM.
We want to give the player this arcade feeling. Turns are quick to play and you will easily use impressive skills to slay dozens of enemies. However, the player will be challenged with the resources optimization and the synergies between the characters they'll need to find, if they hope to make some progress in the game. So you'll need to start over many times to try new strategies. Finally, at the end of every night, you'll see this screen showing your score, the panic bar, and the damned souls you managed to collect. In the last spell, you have to take care of your citizen. If no enemy manages to penetrate the city walls, your panic bar will stay low and you will gain more rewards. You also earn souls when killing enemies. They will enable you to unlock new things for your next runs.
Тем временем Blizzard у меня показывает 262 минуты.
We're still working on the game and we have long months of development ahead of us. But feel free to wishlist the game on Steam to support us and join the CCCP community on Discord.
Отвратительно. Короче, никакого Warcraft'а мне сегодня. А завтра бета колды.
Hey everyone, Zax here. Today I'll be showcasing the game that I've been working on for a while by the name of Tiny Shot, which is an arcade side-scroller shooter. It also has some roguelike elements to it.
Так, а чё у них трансляция лагает? Может, сюда в чате почитаем, может, они там ругаются.
The game control is pretty simple. You use both sticks to move and aim, RT and LT to shoot or dash, and the LB and the LT to throw bombs and also use your grabber.
Что они половину зрителей потеряли. Вначале было 500 человек, сейчас 200 с чем-то на официальной трансляции.
Or you can wait till like the wave is over because some chests will spawn and you can try your luck with them. I'm taking one. Okay, that's a good item. Now everything I get will be doubled when it comes to souls. Let's get these ones as well. And here we go. After you finish each wave, you'll be able to go to the market.
Ну это какой-то рипов с Айзека. Вообще-то, по-моему, такой надо запретить законодательно, потому что арт просто содран стилистически с Айзека.
He has a one tricky move where he punches you, and you need to like really look at the telegraph very quick to be able to avoid it. But for the rest, you should be fine. It's actually really fun how I came up with the idea of this boss. I was in the math class and I was like not paying enough attention to the teacher. I was like just doodling around and I just drew a tree and then all of a sudden it had arms and I was like, yeah, when I go home I'm gonna implement that. And here he is. Almost died there. And he's dead. By opening this chest, if the next level was unlocked, you'll get a pet, which I just got because I unlocked the next level already. If you didn't have the next level unlocked, you'll be able to get a new skin, unlock some new weapons. I better be careful. There's so many monsters and I only have one life. And he killed me. This flying baby guy is really dangerous. I collected 318 souls in the run. If you get back on your tiny feet, you'll start a new run, or you can go back to the main menu. Yeah, that's Tiny Shot for you. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I can't wait till the game is actually released. Don't forget to wishlist it on Steam if you want. It's just called Tiny Shot.
Hype Train Digital, это наши.
but our wings are slashed into pieces. And we're left in this cold darkness. Is this the life you choose?
Ух ты, Hyperlight Drifter.
Is this the freedom you want?
Так, это что-то тяжело.
Believe in salvation.
Это аниме?
Congratulations! We are delighted to inform you that your application to the Dungeons Company has been accepted.
Welcome to the world of the Dungeon Masters. Legend of Keepers is an original mix of dungeon management and roguelike, sprinkled with offbeat humor. In this game, you play as the bad guys. You manage your dungeon like a company and send your employees, monsters, to kill the heroes who try to take your treasure. Join the Dungeons Company and climb the corporate ladder. Hire more and more powerful monsters and level them up. Unlock new traps, try new strategies. Ruthlessly kill groups of heroes and collect their blood. Or scare them away in terror and collect their tears. Who said gold was the only currency? Manage the strikes of your employees and take care of them, because if their motivation reaches zero, they will burn out. Plunder, slaughter, trade, bewitch. Go to the therapist and prepare for the most surprising events.
Ходить к терапевту после всего того, что ты начинил.
Every game is different, but after each defeat, you will keep your master's bonuses. Choose to play as Mog, the centaur, with his hordes of monsters and mini-bosses. Sorel, the dryad enchantress, with her customizable spells and improvement trees.
Главного героя слейвхолдером в 2020 это очень...
The monkey engineer,
Это
with her
очень
mechanical monsters and her fearsome
сильно.
inventions. To each master, their strategy, their range of monsters, their powers, and dungeons. Make wise decisions and fight well.
Legend of Keepers. Play the new master. Goblin Studio.
Hi, my name is David Princeville and I'm the game designer on You Suck at Parking. We wanted to make a game that was easy to
я
pick
помню
up
эту игрушку.
and be instant fun when jumping in. Being a fan of old toy car racing games like Micro Machines and inspired by games like What the Golf, I wondered what it would be like to mix those two up, and that's how You Suck at Parking was born. The premise of the game is simple. You have to park your car in a parking spot. It's not just a one-car race to the finish line type of game. There's a lot of cars and a lot of parking spots to be filled in. Oh, and by the way, taking shortcuts is absolutely encouraged. This is not your typical racing game. There's a catch. Stopping your car means parking your car. There is no reverse, people, only one shot for parking glory. Don't worry, you've got an infinite number of cars at your disposal. If you're not satisfied with your run so far, you can just respawn a new car.
Мне кажется, все равно таким довольно сложновато управлять. Но в этом, наверное, и самый интерес заключается.
The game might seem cute and forgiving, judging by its visual style, but don't be fooled.
Перейдем.
I like putting a challenge in our games. The game is easy to pick up, but hard to master. Levels will definitely get insane as you progress.
Чувак, что делал Гольфит? Не знаю.
The most fun part of this game, and working on it, is of course the physics. We've invented a lot of physics-based tools and obstacles for you to master, but also hilariously fail at. Here are a couple to get the feel of the madness. The speed boost, the jump pad, magnets, fans, mines, teleporters, devilish NPCs, and many more to come. I've always enjoyed level editors. They gave me ways to express my creativity in my favorite games. That's exactly why we've included one in You Suck at Parking. We want our community to surprise us with crazy and original levels.
Название
We're
хорошее.
giving you the same means of creating a level as us. The level editor included is the exact same one that we used to create our levels in the single-player campaign. So go ahead and give us and the community many more ways to suck at parking by sharing your creations. Don't forget, people, you suck at parking. Try to prove us wrong.
Это хорошо.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick Sutner. I used to sign indie games for PlayStation and Oculus, and these days I'm an independent writer, designer, and consultant working on games like Carto, which you're going to see in the showcase today. I also work part-time for Panic, who published Untitled Goose Game and the upcoming Nor Play With Your Food, which is also in the showcase today as well. And thinking about the theme of what's next in games, it's hard not to think about the next generation of console hardware that's launching soon, of course. But that really makes me reflect on the current consoles, where within a single generation, indie games and independent developers became a critical part of the ecosystem and messaging across every platform. And indie games have provided so much of the variety, the heart, the creativity, and the maturity of games over the past decade that it's really hard to picture what the landscape would look like without us. And it's a great time to be making weird, ambitious, and personal games. I think that the audience has really expanded. There's a huge contingent of people out there looking for something different. And this year has been such an important time to reflect on what games can represent within our lives and the kind of games that we spend our time with. And if you look at the games in the showcase today, the breadth of art styles, the genres, the teams, it's awesome to see. And that's really, to me, what a new generation is about. New ideas and experiences, and using the excitement and momentum of a new audience to find support for those ideas. It's not always about taking advantage of more powerful hardware. It can be about taking advantage of a moment in time when the culture of games feels reinvigorated. So I'm going to go play some more Spelunky 2, but enjoy the rest of the showcase.
And we're back. We have to thank our guests, Nick Sutner and Sweary, for hopping on and supporting the mix over the years. I met Nick when he was at PlayStation, which was crazy, and he supported the mix when we were just having our live events, when we could have live events, of course.
Короче, никакого нам сегодня Warcraft, я убираю там из описания на YouTube все это безобразие.
A creative person in the industry now, which is, it's great to see that transition. And that Sweary video had me dying.
That was classic Sweary. Future's coming.
Yeah, dude is hilarious. We were like, yo, Sweary, can you do something for the stream? And he was like, sure.
But we had no idea.
We had no idea, and that was just straight gorgeous.
Which of those games did you like, Justin? I must say, I'm a big fan of Calico. I am all about cats, so a game in which you can wear a cat on your head as you build up a cat cafe.
Да, очереди за Warcraft. Мне вот сейчас пишут 87 минут.
As well. That one definitely stood out. Which ones were the standouts for you?
So besides Calico, I also really liked Orbital Bullet. I don't know, such a simple idea, yet I've never seen anything like that before. And I don't know how to describe it, just round? It's like a round shooter.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like when you have these type of pixel art games, trying to figure out a new concept, it's not that easy. So looking at that concept, I was like, wow, immediately. Like you have to dodge the bullets and then the bosses come out. It's really interesting. We want to thank our sponsors again, because without our sponsors, we could not make this happen.
Спасибо.
We also want to thank Wilmer Sound for giving us this beautiful space, AV Society.
Tiny Build спонсор этого ивента. Вот и раскрылось.
Yeah, so next up, Justin actually had a chance to speak to Alex from Tiny Build earlier this week. So we'll get to show you that interview, and then we'll cut into some more games.
Ничего себе, Алекса показывает.
Alex, thank you so much for joining us on the Mix Next. We definitely love to see what Tiny Build is always cooking, and appreciate the support that you have for this particular stream and also the other events that we've had in the past that you guys have worked with us on. So I got one quick first question, which is
Первый
why
продакт
the
плейсмент на
name
нашем
Tiny
канале.
Build? You guys are busting out huge builds right now, so it may be irrelevant, but why the name?
Well, it's actually been a running joke that, when we have like a 50 by 50 booth at PAX that's like, 50 feet high or something, that the name Tiny Build doesn't really resonate. But I think when we started the company, we were like, okay, we have this first game called No Time to Explain, right? And we're like, oh, we actually need a studio name. So me and Tom just sat there and just came up with the name Tiny Build at the spot. We're like, okay, we're a small team, we're building stuff, right? And it's actually funny because what I didn't know is that the word Tiny Build in British slang can mean like a person that is skinny. Right? So Tom knew that that was, like the definition of Tiny Build, so he was like, okay, let's go with Tiny Build. While in my mind, I was actually referencing, there's this build-up style in Warcraft 3 called Tiny Build.
Мама Тома называла, Том один из основателей.
You know that this was a Warcraft 3 thing. He was like, no, you know that this just basically means that, like a Tiny Build, like person was a small build. For about 5 years, we had that assumption, and then we're like, oh, okay, this is awkward. Yeah, that's where the word Tiny Build came from. We just basically came up with it on the spot, and we just kind of rolled with it.
From coffin installations at PAX to your success with the Hello Neighbor series, where is Tiny Build going next, and how do you think game development will evolve and the experiences in games will evolve in the next generation?
Ooh. That's a really, really interesting question. I could talk about that for probably hours. I think what we did with Hello Neighbor is we had this hypothesis that eventually the games industry, especially the indie scene, is going to consolidate into essentially franchises where teams unite with each other, and if one of them has like a runaway success, a runaway IP or franchise, then multiple studios will be working on multiple projects at once at the same time. And this is exactly what happened with Hello Neighbor, because right now we have at least 3 studios working on games for the Hello Neighbor franchise, and an auxiliary animation studio that is helping do all of our amazing promotions.
We have a great lineup of Tiny Build games on the mix next. Tell us about each of the titles, why you chose to publish them, and when they are getting released.
All of these games, there is a lot of exciting stuff. So Hello Neighbor 2 is a sequel to our original 2017 runaway hit called Hello Neighbor. And what we want to do with the sequel is reinvent the AI. And that's what we've been working on. Well, the team has been working on this for close to 2 years now, where the AI would have different behaviors for when you're busting into his house, and he would chase you around an open world. It's terrifying, and I'm really excited to have everyone play it. Now, Black Skylands is actually a very interesting case, because I have seen the prototype like really, really early on, way back, like actually close to 2 years ago now, of a solo game developer. And we have decided to partner up with a solo game developer and help him scale a team to up to 15 people, I think it is right now, it might be 16 already, to develop this open world epic adventure of Black Skylands.
Студия часто на русском, чаще на русском говорят, у Алекса акцент такой, что кажется, что им куда привычнее общаться на русском. Ну, у Алекса нормальный английский, прямо очень хороший. Но в студии у нас официальный язык — это английский. Ну, если между собой общаются русские, это на русском, а если ведется переписка где-то в чате, то это все в чате, в письмах все на английском. Если лично что-то переговорить надо, то на русском.
Gorgeous 2.5D pixel art, an amazing story, and
ну, вся официальная переписка на английском, понятно.
Gameplay on the combat. Now, Mayhem and Single Valley. This has been in development for quite a long time. So the game's premise could be described the best way is it's Stranger Things meets Zelda. So the premise is that you're about to take off to college. Your family is not in its best place, so you feel kind of bad about leaving, and you're excited and terrified about hopping on the plane and going off to college. And at the same time, there is a really bizarre chemical spill that happens in the city, and there are radioactive squirrels now. So I guess you're staying and you're figuring out what the hell is going on. Ramen is an 8-player competitive shooter with soup. I'll just let that sink in a little bit. There are a couple of gameplay elements. One most notable visual one is that you actually use soup to kind of slide around like in Tony Hawk's Pro Skier. And then you have a whole bunch of different game modes where you compete for being the Sultan of Soup or the Broth King. With what exactly the final game is going to shape up, well, actually Mix Next is going to help us a lot in figuring that out, because right now we have many different ideas that are like converging together. My most notable favorite one is a duck turret. So there is an untitled duck turret, which, good. So that turret is something that you set up for area control. Then you have a whole new mechanic that no one has seen before with Fortnite-style walls, where you just you put up biscuit walls that you used for area control as well. And then a whole new series of weapons like the Bratling gun, and different game modes where you, there's a meatball mode where you control a giant meatball and try to score it into the goal. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely not Rocket League whatsoever. And Undungeon is actually a game that I'm really excited about, because it has been in development for a few years now with a lot of reworking, and I think the challenge with Undungeon has always been that we had the visuals done really early on. Like, the game looks amazing, yet the gameplay was something of a really long iterative process. So with the Mix Next demo, we're hoping that people are going to, that are following the project,
на проекте менялась несколько раз команда, потому что изначально был визуальный стиль, было примерно понимание, что из этого хочется сделать игры, но игралась она плохо. Ее переделывали несколько раз, и там менялись геймдизайнеры. Тяжелая судьба у проекта.
Ooh, we can't wait to see what's going to happen next for the Orange Crush, the Orange Squadron Tiny Build.
Thanks everyone for joining us at the Mix Next. I'm really excited to be here, and have a great show.
And thank you. We are back. Thank you to Tiny Build for that fantastic segment of games. I'm really
Что за workout? Я тоже так хочу.
Yeah, ramen looks amazing. I also love my hand movements. I look like I was about to rap in that situation. But yeah, there's some games that stood out from Tiny Build. We appreciate them so much for sharing their games, and like Alex's just commentary on where things
Часто бывает такое, что дизайн понятен, с геймплеем ничего не ясно.
Yeah, Tiny Build is one of my favorite indie publishers. I especially love the look of Undungeon as well. My little gothic heart just really loves that aesthetic. Next up we have Noor. The food game that everyone's been talking about in the indie world lately, including an interview that Justin conducted with TJ Hughes, their developer, earlier this week.
Yes, but first,
в общем, есть правило такое, gameplay first. Если игра плохо играется, то ее продать очень сложно, потому что если у тебя есть проблемы с геймплеем, люди это замечают. Люди тебе могут простить visuals, могут простить баги, но если коровый геймплей не затягивает, то тогда все плохо. У Undungeon было плохо.
I've been working adjacent to games for over 20 years, and it's been pretty wild to be so close to games over that time. When you look at the modern games in landscape, you can see so many different types of games, from text adventures to massive 3D infinite world explorations and a great deal of variety in between. We're at a point where developers can do whatever they can imagine in a game, but I wish that imagination involved black culture more often than not. It's, as we've seen, that it's black people are basically 1% to 2% of the games industry, and I want to see black culture basically everywhere in games, from the creators making them to the characters, music, and themes expressed in them. We've seen time and time again in music, movies, and basically every art form where this comes to light for a moment and is gone usually all too quickly within a few years, but the impact is basically like super important to everybody. The art moves forward and you start to see it coming back here and there. And for me, that's what I want for the future. Thank you.
What are the colors? The visual stimuli that make you hungry? Is it merely a color? Maybe it can be anything. Anything that reminds you of a flavor, a smell, or a memory.
What is happening, TJ? Thank you so much for joining us on the Mix Next. Nor looks incredible. I've been following it for some time now, and it just seems to be evolving exquisitely.
Thanks for having me. Super glad you've been following the project for so long. It's going through so many changes, and I just hope that you're hyped for what's about to come out.
So Nor's going to drop when the PlayStation 5 launches. I played it for the first time during Day of the Devs a few years back. What do fans have to look forward to in this latest version of the game?
Yeah, I think what folks can come to expect from the new, latest and greatest version of Noor is just a lot more of the spirit of the game that you've seen.
А что это у него за тортик стоит на столе?
And all these gifs and videos of it
С проводом. Для чего это? Это кнопочки?
I really think that even while working with such a prestigious publisher, they've really helped me to keep the spirit of the game in there, where it still feels very I don't know, just out of the mind of a single creator and just really experimental, really just weird. And so you'll see a lot of the quirkiness in the final
Заблокили аккаунт, это в смысле? Прям
совсем-совсем? Features. We got kitchen tools and things like that that we can't wait to show off. We have an interactive soundtrack.
Это что-то типа Elgato Stream Deck, на котором кнопочки?
Just add this extra layer to the game
для музыки
were things that I wouldn't have even expected to.
Ну не клава, это Pet, по-моему, называется.
So, real excited about that.
So TJ, you're definitely an artist at heart, and it really comes across strongly in the game. What made you want to jump into the world of game development, and how has it treated you, or how have you liked or enjoyed the experience so far?
It's interesting. Video games have always felt like the go-to medium for me. I don't really know why, but just I've always been drawn to anything digital, but at the same time, it's like my mom was an artist, my dad was a jazz musician, and also did things in tech, just kind of as a hobbyist, and just those influences kind of manifested themselves within me, and led to me just wanting to make video games. And ever since being a kid, just telling people yeah, I want to design video games, but not knowing what all went into that. And so I'm just really glad that I could get to the point where, and also technology is at a place where you can just teach yourself how to do such a thing, and yeah, just my ideas translate to 3D super well. It translates to digital. I love pen and paper, but there's just some things that my brain has always wanted to express, but that you can't quite do with pen and paper. And so yeah, there's just so many things that digital allows you to do that are really just so imaginative. It's dreaming out into an actual tangible experience. And so I think that's one of the strengths of games. But if you were to say my favorite part of games, I would say it's the people. I don't know, just have you met an indie developer before? Because they're the nicest people on the planet, and they've just helped me get so far just out of sheer kindness. So many people have just helped me out along my game development journey. So yeah, just super happy about that. Yeah, love games.
Okay, so if I were a type of food, I would be a nice fluffy stack of waffles, squared off waffles with warm or hot Canadian maple syrup poured in each one of the squares. If you were a type of food, what would you be and why?
Now there's a question. I believe I am a soup. I've been described before as a soup. Which one? I don't know. Maybe I'm a broccoli cheddar bread bowl. Because, I mean, I would love to figure out why I think I am a broccoli cheddar bread bowl, but honestly, you tell me.
Вот эта часть очень
So what you've done with Nor is very innovative in the space. From the rendering and shading
По-моему, они перешли к части шоу, где идут одни интервью. И если я сейчас посмотрю на количество зрителей, я уверен, что они уже потеряли еще человек.
I think games are going in a direction where they're gonna start getting really weird and abstract before
Нет,
they
зрители
kind
пока
of like
сидят.
double back
Странно.
and start to be normal again. And I think once it hits that point, that's when games are going to be just kind of generally respected as art.
Показывать. Конечно,
it's really interesting right now.
Show.
Like in the space of games, I feel like anything that's really out there and is really kind of like a personal sentiment or something, I don't know, it's kind of written off as just like, oh yeah, this is a tech demo or something, or like, oh, this is just another indie game or something. Where it's just, when it's just like these games are very valid expressions of just I don't know, like the different sentiments of the developers that make them. And whereas before, I feel like so many people and so many companies would have to, like, so many things would go into a game that like one person's identity is kind of erased. And I think games are going in a direction where we can really just kind of put our personal signatures on them. And so I think once that kind of becomes more normalized, we're going to see a lot of really weird, interesting games, and it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be a very positive thing that's going to push the medium like super, super far. So looking forward to that.
Once again, thank you so much, TJ, for joining us and sharing your smorgasbord of a game, Nor. We can't wait to pick it up on PS5. Congratulations on everything you do. We look forward to checking out your next artistic journey as well with Terrifying Jellyfish. Peace.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on. It's 100% my goal to make art that feels like me and that feels like it comes from the heart. So I really appreciate the support and having me on the show. If you want to follow along, you can go to food.game for more about Noor, and you can go to terrifyingjellyfish.com. You can find all my art there. I just post stuff there, works in progress, like finished stuff, commissions, just all that stuff goes there. So yeah, thanks again.
Так. Пятник. Да, Warcraft немножко изменился. Что происходит? Не лезь, оно тебя сожрет. What the fuck?
Hi, my name is
What the fuck was that?
And I'm the director of Grime, a side-scrolling action adventure set in a surreal world obsessed with human-like proportions, where you play as a humanoid black hole. In this video, we're going to be taking a quick look at an alpha build of the game, checking out the combat, a bit of our creature-based progression system, and some of the other features you can expect in the full game. Combat is centered around attacking and dodging, as well as making clever use of weapon special abilities, such as the mole side. In addition, I can also absorb enemies. This will not only deal damage, but grant me breath, which can be used for healing, as well as make progress towards unlocking a unique trait. These traits can be leveled up at checkpoints, and allow me to customize my playstyle. As powerful as Absorb may initially seem, not all enemies can be immediately absorbed. Some have segments of their health protected and must be broken through first. This can be achieved using any one of the many weapons in Grime, each having its own unique special
Единственное,
attack.
что мне не
For
нравится
example,
звук ударов,
if I
он
find the
слишком
right timing, I
чавкающий.
can use the jaw axe's ability to bite right through an enemy health bar.
И в течение долгого времени это просто невозможно вытерпеть. Визуал клевый, но вот звуки... Вот что он прыгает, что что-то ломается, оно все чавкающее. Ну, может быть, это мое личное.
Not all creatures will react the same, so make sure you learn and adapt. Pick the right weapons and decide when to absorb. As you progress through the game, new enemies will constantly challenge you in different ways. And by defeating bosses and consuming their remains, you will unlock abilities such as pull, which can be used for traversal, but also in combat, pulling traps onto enemies, and sometimes even the enemies themselves. There's a lot more to Gram than this, including a fully interconnected, seamless world to explore. Platforming
Не, это
challenges
все
to
еще
overcome,
альфа-версия, все
secrets to
понятно.
find, and encounters
Он вначале сказал, что это альфа-версия, тут никаких претензий.
Играю will launch in 2021. If you like what you saw, you can wishlist us on Steam and follow our social media for the latest development updates. That's all for now, and thank you so much for watching.
Играем. Неплохо.
Hey everyone, this is Feud Wild West Tactics, a turn-based tactics game set in the Wild West. We released it recently, a couple of months back, and have a massive content patch called Unlimited Frontier coming, which has a bunch of new features, including over 3,000 new maps and a special new mode that goes in our skirmish mode called Survival, which we're going to show off today. So with Survival, you get to pick your team of characters and basically see how long you can last. There's 3 different difficulty menus,
Дизайн локации не очень.
leaderboards, and
Ну, это платформер.
and we're just going to jump right in and have a look at it. Now, as usual, your teams that you pick, you know, you can really kind of design how you want to.
Я не очень люблю
What you want to bring to the
платформеры.
party, you know. Our posse here has some long
Там
range guys, some short
надо
range guys.
сейчас уже слишком сильно извращаться, чтобы получить какой-то интерес к платформеру. Это понятный жанр, но я не знаю. По-моему, платформеры уже не очень сильно заезжены.
And more interesting level, basically. And this has allowed us to add over 3,000 levels to the game.
Ура, еще один XCOM.
So it really broadens it out a ton. And as you can see, if you haven't seen Feud before, we're kind of moving our guys around. It's all turn-based. They have a bunch of different abilities they can use. These are all hero characters. We also have
Ура, меня пустило в Battle.net. Вы представляете?
They all have different attacks and quirks and perks and things like that. We also have a massive saga mode, which is kind of like a 4x strategy mode.
Ладно, сейчас я попробую WoW запустить.
Work in strategy, skirmish, survival. We have a story mode as well with some linear stories to help you learn the characters. It's really quite a bit of fun. We're adding more stuff to the saga mode as well. We have some resources that we're adding, so you can set guys to defend some of the resources you capture, and a ton more stuff really.
Меня пустило Warcraft.
A lot of features going in over the last month or so since we got to launch. We were really able to sit down and see what comes next, and that's where Unlimited Frontier came from. A lot of our favorite.
Блин, остался всего час, в принципе. Я что-нибудь за час вообще в Warcraft успею? По-моему, вообще ничего не успею. Если только разобрать немножко. Нет, Вов меня уже пустил, я уже вижу список своих персонажей.
New play modes, new things for Saga mode, and a few other features that we haven't even announced yet. So we hope to see everybody there, and thank you.
Vita exclusive gameplay video.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Kiefer, or otherwise known as Benster, and I'm the lead developer behind Revita. Revita is a fast-paced, roguelike platformer in which you step into the footsteps of a young unnamed child. After waking up in a metro, having lost all of their memories, not knowing who or where they are, they're led to a floating clock tower. Overcome by a feeling of familiarity, they're sure they'll find some answers at the top. But climbing the tower won't be easy. In an attempt to keep unwanted invaders out, the ever-shifting tower will create an ever-increasing amount of fully procedurally generated rooms filled to the brim with monsters.
Ух ты, рогалик.
Expect, the challenge is not entirely hopeless. One of the more interesting mechanics in Revita is that once you defeat an enemy, they will release their soul. Quickly grab it before it vanishes, and once enough have been collected, you can use them to regain some health. But that's not all. Across the tower you'll find quite a few offering statues, as well as treasure chests, where you can exchange your health for some mighty relics.
Лампочка качается.
Different combinations of relics release all kinds of devastating chaos. Good, as well as sometimes not as good. But you'll want to get your hands on as many of them as you can get, if you're planning to make it to the top. As someone who's not just a developer, but also a big fan of the roguelike genre, it was very important to me personally to really focus on these risk-reward mechanics, really making the player think about their choices. Do they want to spend some health to get stronger in the long run? Or keep it to be able to take more hits from the next big boss? Monsters are not the only faces you meet in the tower though. There are quite a few friendly ones, as well as some that might not be as trustworthy. They will help you on your journey, be it by selling you relics, letting you skip a few rooms, or even making some of your health relics stronger. But even if you don't make it to the top on your first try, the journey's far from over. You will return to the metro station where you'll be able to unlock new relics, talk to more friendly NPCs, and maybe even learn a new thing or two about the tower that will help you on your next attempt.
Он не открыл.
My goals
Видимо,
for
ключа
Revita
нет.
have always been to create a gaming experience where no matter what you do, every move feels great and every action feels incredibly satisfying. Underlined by stunning visuals that really pull you into the magical, melancholic world of the game and its inhabitants.
Ну, пока геймплей чего-то слишком однообразный. Ему надо было оружие попереключать. Здесь просто у него пока одна пушка, и все 3 минуты этого ролика он стрелял из одного пистолета и продолжает это делать. По-моему, это такое... Выглядит хорошо, но геймплейно, не знаю, маловато фишек.
Change. The only constant in our existence. Arguably the foundation of our global fascination with horror. After all, what is horror without the threat of mutation, death, or the cosmic unknown? This is what Transient is all about. The next game from Stormling Studios, the creators of Conarium and the Darkness Within series. In a distant, post-apocalyptic future, the remnants of mankind now shelter in an enclosed citadel, the domed city Providence, protected from the harsh wilderness beyond. You'll assume the role of Randolph Carter, a man caught up in a mystery that extends beyond even his own consciousness. After a job goes wrong for his team of augmented hackers for hire, he soon learns they are all now being hunted by an unknown entity, meaning he'll need to recover his own broken memories before it's too late. In this neon dystopia, you'll explore and investigate, following fragments of data from one lead to the next, as you confront forces beyond your understanding.
Your mind is giving you away.
Боже, это класс.
Focus, Carter. You must focus. Don't lose your grip.
A classic adventure game. You'll need to solve a variety of immersive environmental puzzles based on the same ancient mythologies and folklore as many of Lovecraft's own works. Through hacking and playing games within the game, you'll edge yourself further towards the truth and go beyond the limits of your own dimension, and maybe your own sanity. Powered by Unreal Engine 4, Transient will offer cutting-edge visuals for storytelling and a gaming experience like nothing Stormling Studios have made before. Drawing inspiration from Lovecraftian works such as Beyond the Wall of Sleep, as well as seminal works of cyberpunk like Blade Runner, the developer's goal is to honor and expand on two genres they love and deliver an unforgettable horror experience.
Fine. Scan for any blood types that match my own.
И...
Transient is coming to Windows PC via Steam on October 28th, 2020, and also to Xbox and PlayStation in 2021.
Зловещее ухо.
It's easier to grasp the aesthetics of the imagination than the visual truth of memories.
Precisely. 8% of dream reconstructed.
Who found her?
Didn't you get the report? It was her husband.
Okay. I'm investigating the brain of a top executive. I'm not really sure the story around her death is true.
16% of dream reconstructed.
I saw a lot of other things. I just need to understand her unconscious better. There's such melancholy to all this.
When we first started, we didn't know where we were going to end up. The challenges we would face.
Реконструкция.
Joanna, is it you?
Нейросеть какой-то.
Dream reconstructed.
What the hell happened here, Russell?
А, эта игра уже вышла. Имя о ней узнаем только сейчас.
Welcome to the world of Floor 13 Deep State, a modern dystopian thriller inspired and created by the original developers of the 1991 classic game Floor 13. My name is Shahid Kamal Ahmed. I'm the producer on Floor 13 Deep State, and I'm going to brief you on the game.
Подождите, 13-й этаж, это же был фильм такой. Замороченный.
In Floor 13 Deep State, players must keep the government popular by any means necessary. The game takes on a representation of the philosophical ideas represented in The Banality of Evil by Hannah Arendt. Through this lens, the ordering of immoral actions becomes easier to take part in through bureaucratic distance. Some of our plots will challenge how far you will go to keep you and your government in power. As a Director General of the innocuous Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, you'll be presented with plots that vary across domestic terrorism, blood-hungry tech billionaires, elitist hackers, and much more.
Приключения Floor 13, который вышел в 1992 году.
Tool for the job to unravel these plots. Being Director General gives you access to a variety of teams that will follow your every instruction. Just sign the orders. Search, surveil, ransack.
Просто я спутал, был фильм «13-й этаж», а он... Там про виртуальную реальность и все такое. Но это, видимо, другое.
These are the questions you'll have to answer every day as the Director General, and one wrong choice may send your world into chaos. Are you willing to sign the orders? That's it for now. If you're interested in learning more about Floor 13 Deep State, you can wishlist the game right now on Steam and the Humble Store. Floor 13 Deep State releases on November the 2nd, and we can't wait for your performance review as Director General.
Demon Turf.
Yo, Beebs!
Yo.
Let's head back into town and towards the Demon King's castle.
It's time to kick his sorry butt out of here.
Good luck on your little adventure then, BT.
Что это? Ух.
That's nuts! You did absolutely everything? What the heck is wrong with you? Do you have any idea what you're doing?
Scared little demon?
Oh yeah! The queen's here to slay!
Я ничего не понял.
And we're back. That demon turf, though. What are your favorite picks?
For me, I think it would have been Transient. I just really like that kind of murder mystery sort of feel it's got going on. And, you know, we've seen a lot of really cute, wholesome games, you know, during the show. So it's really nice to kind of have that other side of it as well, the kind of dark, gritty sort of gaming.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, like, just the showcase in general, having, like, a wide breadth of games, from pixel art games, new 3D, you know, games, RPGs, that kind of thing, and then seeing Transient and the 13th Floor, like, or Floor 13, Deep State, it's just a nice, you know, change in rhythm.
Yeah, the signifier as well. Really liked the look of that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's a wrap on the opening reveals and initial guest interviews for the Mix Next. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we also want to thank our sponsors once again, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to make this magic happen. So, thanks Humble Games, Modern Wolf, Tiny Build, all the sponsors, and we also want to thank Wilmer Sound for housing us for this amazing showcase, as well as our stream partners, GameSpot, IGN, Twitch, and of course, Steam. Check out the games on our Steam page, support the developers, wish list, buy them if they're out, because a few games are out today.
Yeah.
And we have
today and tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then also there's demo builds available now. So yeah, we're gonna go to a quick break, show some Tiny Build games again, and up next we're gonna be playing games with the developers.
Yep, so we've got live developers on air who'll be joining us and walking us through their games.
So
please stick around.
Долго еще очередь. А я отстоял очередь, но давайте еще посмотрим немножко на наши игры. Зря мы их, что ли, для вас делаем. Посмотрим, что потом будет. Если будет просто интервью, я, наверное, может быть, часика действительно на полтора в Warcraft закачусь, хотя бы посмотрю, там, какие скиллы появились у охотника. Могу здесь поделиться наверное, многие видели этот, конечно, трейлер Hello Neighbor. Я могу поделиться здесь очень хорошей и полезной мудростью. Если вы сабмитите свои видео на какие-то ивенты, в которых показывают много трейлеров, там есть большая проблема. И люди, когда смотрят их, они не понимают, что это за игра. А потом название игры показывается ровно там 3-5 секунд, и у людей оно из головы просто вот так вот в левое ухо влетело и справа вылетело. Поэтому, когда вы делаете трейлеры, всегда размещайте логотип на протяжении всего трейлера игры. Это даст больше возможности людям запомнить, что это за игра, и чтобы он не задался вопросом: боже мой, что это за игра, что это за игра. Потом показали 2 секунды, из головы у человека вылетело, и все. Так что, если делаете вот трейлеры специально для таких ивентов, размещайте логотип и вот небольшой call to action. Для чего это показывать? Опять, Николай, где мы находим анонсы таких мероприятий? Люди сами пишут, ну, потому что у нас есть связи, и мы с Миксом уже работали до этого. Да, также понятно, что календарь, следим, руку на пульсе держим. Про трейлеры поняли, осталось только игру сделать. Игра делается. Не хочу вас разочаровывать, но игра делается. Лайк поставил и свободен. Так, короче, 160, да, это был на самом деле большой, как это, ридл, большой тизер. Мы сначала сделали игру, которую назвали Hello Guest, а потом всем сказали, что Hello Guest это Hello Neighbor 2 на самом деле. Это вот такая вот безумная мысль, которая у нас обычно крутится вокруг бренда Hello Neighbor. Да, Сплатун про больших усатых мужиков в трусах. Ты правильно понял идею игры. И Black Skylands. F. Все, у нас игры закончились. Все, нету больше Tiny Build игр. Давайте посмотрим, что дальше на ивенте происходит.
Welcome back to the mix. next live showcase. This is the second half of our programming, and we are going to be playing games and talking to the developers about their games. The first game that we have is Pumpkin Jack by Head Up Games. It's amazing. I'll be playing it. I'll be at the wheel. Katie's going to be leading the discussion. Let's get into the trailer.
Трейлер?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Pumpkin Jack, like, immediately.
А это уже пошел прямой эфир. Или он был еще до этого? А, я помню эту игру. Кажется, нам ее питчили года полтора назад. Сейчас посмотрю в почте. Так, ну-ка. Да, вот это у меня, короче, память. В июне 2019 года, да.
The devil gave Jack one simple mission. Find the wizard and destroy him.
Нет, демон, в Black Sky у нас не будет коопа, это будет чисто сингловое прохождение.
And we're back. That looked incredible. I love the visuals. It's just perfect for Halloween month. On the line, we have Julian from Head Up Games.
What up, Julian?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Julian.
Nice to meet you.
You gotta turn this up.
Please. Hi, Justin. Can you guys see me? Once again.
Yeah. What's up, Julian?
Up.
Okay,
yeah.
we got you. We got
we
you.
hear you now. So Justin will be playing through. I'll be mainly trying to lead the discussion here.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about
the game.
Так, давайте посмотрим, как этот формат у них будет работать.
What do you want to hear? There's a lot to talk about, actually. I mean, we're really glad that this game is finally coming out, and it's also an exciting time for us because, this game is just made by one guy. I mean, we can talk about this.
Wait, really?
When we're playing.
Yes.
That's
quite
it's just like, Nicholas. He's from France. I think you may see a little bit of influence on that in the game. But mostly, it's just him. He didn't do the soundtrack himself. This is from a friend of him. And everything else is like the complete design, all made in Unreal by him.
That's awesome. Yeah. Not to cut you off, but I gotta say something. Your background is immaculate. It's pretty amazing. I love all your board game lover. I can see it. Your controllers are hanging up in the back. You got a dope setup.
You gotta take care.
Yeah,
you gotta take care.
Got a close up of you.
Yeah, everybody's got to see this. It's on point. And you got the Shure mic?
Oh my god, guys, please, this is my home office.
Okay. We won't impinge on your home too much.
Yeah, so we're just gonna jump into the game right now. We started from level 1, so walk us through a little bit through the game.
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, you're playing Jack, which has been hit off by the devil himself, because the world you're playing in, which is called Arc-en-Ciel, I think it's a French word, and you can translate it to rainbow. So it's like the rainbow world. And the reason why you're there is the devil got bored. He really got bored because there's nothing happening in this world. All of the people are friendly, all of them are happy, and so he said, that's gotta change. And therefore, he took all his monsters and sent them to the world of Arc-en-Ciel, and they made a huge disaster there. Unfortunately, though, the humans had this cool wizard, which is very powerful, and he took care of a lot of monsters. And now it's like the devil needs someone to take care of this wizard. And since his monsters are busy trying to fend him off and not really able to defeat the wizard, he needs someone powerful. And this is where Jack comes in. And
Выглядит прикольно.
yeah, usually Jack would be
Уже не помню,
hell,
почему мы не взяли
for the
эту
purpose
игру.
of him
Возможно, мы...
tricking the devil for a lot of times. But since he got no one else on hand, Jack is now there to, to defeat him.
Будет забавно, если у него не получится ничего дальше сделать.
You say Jack is powerful. What can Jack do? What's
Well,
special about the character?
For once, he can jump twice.
Нифига себе, вот это powerful character. Может двойной прыжок делать.
He has the ability to fight with different weapons. He has an arsenal.
Ага, он открыл для себя двойной прыжок.
So every time you finish a level, you will get new stuff that you can use.
Okay.
Okay,
we
Justin
may be able
here.
to.
Justin has a shovel here. Does that? I mean, that's pretty badass, a shovel. But what other weapons can we get?
Так, надо наверх.
So, for example, I don't want to spoil it too much, but you will also get like.
Он пропустил предмет. На крыше был.
New one, which is like a spear, and every weapon is unique. So the spear, for example, has a different pattern, how to fight with it, and how to work with it. Then there is like a kind of flying sword. You will also have weapons that can shoot, for example. Maybe you've seen a little bit of it in the trailer.
Yeah.
And so
Похоже на Darksiders. Но визуальный стиль что-то есть.
And how you want to fight in this world.
I got a quick question. So what were some of the inspirations? It reminds me of the early Insomniac stuff, you know, like was Jack and Daxter, like those style of games. Insomniac.
I think you hit the nail there.
Yeah.
So when Nicholas thought about looking up at Steam what kind of action adventure platformers you can play, he didn't find anything interesting, and that was years ago. And so he was like, oh guys, I want something like Jack and Daxter, I want something like Spyro, and he didn't find anything. And that was actually the reason why he started going into the Unreal Engine and developing the game himself.
Так, он сейчас помрет.
Yeah.
That's what I love about indies. Like, indies are just like, I want this game, and I don't have it. I'm
Так,
going to make it myself.
выпей суп.
It feels really good.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the controls are legit. It feels like a classic PS2.
Выпей,
early PS2
выпей херню.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of effort which took place here, and I think Nicholas scrapped the idea of this game like 3 times and made it whole new. I think
О
the
боже.
first game was called.
О боже, jump puzzle.
Let me
Нет.
that up. I think something like Curse of the Scarecrow. So it wasn't even about Jack, but
Ни за что.
since he felt like this wasn't the right one, he scrapped the complete idea, but kept the mechanics and reiterated it. And I think the one we see now is like
суп
the
из
best
Эсуса,
thing
это
he
да.
come up with, and I think that worked pretty well.
I love the fact that, you know, we can't go out for Halloween this year. I love that so many games, including this one, are still giving us a kind of Halloween-y experience.
When is the release?
That's true. Oh, it's actually on the 23rd this month. So you will
прям
have
под
it
Хэллоуин
available
выходит.
on Halloween for, I think, almost
это
every
хороший мув.
platform. Unfortunately, we still need a bit of time for the PS4, but we'll be on it, and I hope we'll be finished with that as soon as possible as well. But other
окей,
than
то есть
that,
у
you
них
can play it on Switch,
PS4 релиз
play it on
задерживается.
PC, and on Xbox One.
Perfect. And is it just single player, or is there any multiplayer aspect to it as well?
That would be nice, right? Playing this with someone else. I mean, you have the crow guy with you, right? But no, unfortunately, or what unfortunately is not the right term. I think it's like, it's designed to be a single player experience. You can watch it with friends and play it, but it's mostly about yourself getting the experience and playing it. So no multiplayer yet.
How long has the game been in development?
Yeah, Poker.
Yeah. This is not a simple game. The platforming elements had me booty tight the whole time. I'm like, I'm gonna shut up. I want to talk. I want to ask you a question, but I got to get these jumps right.
You need to concentrate, right?
Yes,
yeah,
for
okay.
sure. I
well,
dig that though. It's legit.
That's great. Well, I think the oh, you gotta ask the question again. I forgot it.
Oh, how long has the game been in development? It's one developer,
oh, yeah. So yeah, Nicholas, I think he started like in 2015, something like that. But once again, the game has been scrapped like 2 times until the 3rd iteration went really well. And that was like, I think, 2.5 years ago, something like that. So,
ну, прикольно. Мобы друг дружку дамажат. Можно, в принципе, их друг на дружку натравливать.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, yeah, this is actually a really cool part, because this is like another thing you will get, out of the skills that Jack has. But
I love
yeah,
how
let's not see.
expressive that owl is. With his little twitchy ears.
Yeah, he's
so
extra cute.
Yeah. There's a lot of humor in this game, and also a lot of hidden stuff that you have to experience or find yourself, and some cool references as well.
Is that checkpoint? Or
no, it's not a checkpoint.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This is dope.
So yeah, there's like a lot of different sections in this game. It's not just Jack himself, and you're not always moving with him like you do, oh yeah, you have done already, but sometimes you will just be his head with these little roots coming out of the head, and you have to try and do some puzzles.
I get it,
But there's also other sections.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, there's also other sections you have to take care of, where you even have to ride horses or carts and stuff like that, and so there's a lot of action going on. And of course, I think we're not able to finish this level today.
Yeah.
So let me spoil you a little bit more, because every time you will reach the end of a level, there will be a huge boss with different attack patterns you have to take care of and you have to defeat in some way or another. So
so in this section, do I need to put the boxes on top of each other somehow?
There's a little trick behind it. So I think you're on the right track there, but you, instead of putting both boxes there, you need to just put one up and take the other to the other side of the room to get up first.
Вот это, кстати, плохо. Вот они сейчас говорили про один момент, что типа вы не успеете пройти демку, увидеть первого босса. Именно поэтому для того, чтобы на ивенты нужно делать отдельные демки, в которых у тебя в течение 15 минут можно показать типа все нормальные геймплеи. Либо давать выбор людям, типа, чтобы не хочу вот проходить вот это, хочу там сразу с боссом подраться. Но это, конечно, дополнительное вложение в разработку. Не часто этого можно добиться от разработчиков, но для крупных ивентов и важных это можно сделать.
1 to 2 hours, depending on how skilled you are. And there's also small skulls in each level that you can collect. And if you collect enough, you'll be able to
делать демку это же дорого по ресурсам. Зависит, конечно.
To make him look different. Oh yeah, one more cool thing. Yeah, one more thing that I haven't mentioned yet is if you ever collect a weapon and you're not sure if you want to use this anymore, or if you want to go back to another level, you can always take the weapon with you. So once you acquire something, it will stay with you for the whole period of playing. So you can always go back to a level and play with another weapon, try it again. And because there's also a speedrun approach to every level. And
for sure. That's cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing the game. Wish listed now on Steam. It's on the Mixed Next Steam page, correct? So you should be able to.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, we're there. I think the demo should also be up, so you'll be able to play the first level which you just experienced. And yeah, thank you guys for playing, and thank you for the whole show. It was really cool, and I've looked almost through everything, and getting excited for all these titles that are up there. So
thank you,
keep it up.
Yeah, shout out to Head Up. like for sure. And Julian, you're always awesome, always welcome
Спасибо.
on the show.
Вот это было поинтереснее. Когда живой разработчик, вот это вот, вот этот формат уже интереснее. Мне нравится. Я думал, хуже будет. Трейлер? Это moving out? Трейлер прикольный. Ну, игры с физикой зато и любят, что у них есть такие возможности, когда ты вкладываешь довольно большое количество усилий, но из-за странной физики оно начинается всего... А, нет, это Radical Relocation.
So that was the trailer for Radical Relocation. We now have Matt and Gareth on board, on the line. What is happening?
Hey, Matt and Gareth.
Okay, we're just...
yeah, we're having a little trouble hearing you over here.
Yeah, so...
Can you hear us all right? Or?
Yeah, we got you, Yeah, so Radical...
okay.
It looks hilarious. Like, off the bat, just checking out your initial trailer, it just, like... Yeah.
Yeah, I love games that get ridiculous with physics, and this is the prime example of that. So I'll be playing through while you guys chat.
Yeah, let's talk for a second. What inspired the game initially?
Well, the main inspiration was actually from Matthew's dad, and it came when we decided to join Luden Dare competition to develop a game, and we were pretty new at the time to game development, and I think it's a 72-hour competition, and we spent the first probably 24 hours just coming up with the idea, and we were kind of struggling to come up with something. And so Matthew's dad actually came up with an idea, and I think it was for driving cars across a bridge that you had to stack with furniture.
Yeah, it was based on Polybridge originally, and we expanded it from there to neighborhoods and cars.
That's cool. So we're going to jump right into the game right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited to show this off. I've already tinkered around a bit with it. Haven't gotten very far. I'm pretty bad at moving house, as it turns out. But yeah, so this is our first level. There is a suitcase on a car.
Okay. Where are you all located, by the way?
We're from New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the other side of the world to you guys.
Yeah, nice.
But I'm actually from Australia, so I'm from next door to you guys.
Так.
Yay! I like how I passed that, but the car just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drive through at full speed.
I have a question for you guys. I'm sure you've moved house a few times. Can you tell me about your most traumatic move and what happened?
Actually, I've only moved once. I must have been 5 years old. I actually don't remember a whole lot.
Well, I originally actually come from South Africa, so we had quite a big move coming over to New Zealand, and yeah, a lot of things were stolen, a lot of things were damaged in transit, so yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a bit traumatic.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What do you call it? Moving? I'm just curious.
Oh, I'm not.
Короче, ей будет тяжело.
What do you guys call moving?
Yeah, we probably just
What did you call it?
Окей, видимо,
A moving house, that's right.
смотрите,
That's the first time
видимо,
I've
формат хороший,
What about
но
It's just moving.
проблема в том,
I
что
love it. I'm gonna say that now. Moving house.
зависит от геймплея. Здесь геймплей очень, ну, сложной и требует большого внимания к тому, что происходит на экране. И они в настоящий момент очень сильно на этом сфокусировались. И поэтому беседы не получается.
You guys are hella young. That shows how old I am.
Yeah, so we're both 19 years old.
Yes.
Их пытаются развести на беседу, но не особо получается.
This is not the same, but check out Crazy Taxi because it has like you have to go into the parking spot, you know, like to drop people off and have people get on. This is so interesting, like Tetris with cars.
Yeah, this got a lot harder really suddenly.
So when was the Ludum Dare, and like how long have you been developing the game?
So we entered the 2017 Ludum Dare, so that was end of 2017.
Yep.
So it's been about 3 years, a really long journey.
О, вот это будет тяжеловато.
And yeah, we restarted a few times and stuff, so because we're pretty young at the stage and we weren't sure where we wanted to take the idea, so yeah, it took a while to actually get.
Миша, давай Warcraft. Нет, сегодня Warcraft уже не будет, потому что мне через полчаса надо заканчивать. Уже это. А что я там за полчаса в Warcraft успею? Warcraft, к сожалению, напоролся на проблему с очередями. Никогда такого не было. Поэтому я сейчас минут 20 еще досмотрю и пойду спать.
And possibly in the future might come to more platforms, but we'll think about that later.
So, you mentioned you guys are quite young. Is this your first game ever? Like, or
we've made
like your first commercial game, or are you just like young geniuses?
Не торопись.
So we've made 3
Okay.
before this, I think.
Wow.
And this is our biggest project so far.
That's awesome. Are you guys brothers, or just great friends?
No, we met in high school, and yeah, we've just been friends ever since because we share a lot of the same interests and.
А можно вращать предметы? А, можно же вращать предметы. Можно флипать и вращать предметы. Вон слева внизу подсказка. А, вам не видно? Там дядя Миша в левом нижнем углу. Можно холодильник было положить.
That's cool. So after this, are you going to be I know you guys are going to university. Are you going to? You think you're going to work on another game, or are you going to chill for a second?
Не едь туда, не едь. Что ты делаешь? Что ты делаешь? Что ты делаешь? Стой. Окей.
I think I'd like to give it a little time myself, just to recover. It's been a very long journey, but yeah, we're definitely interested in making games.
Personally, so I've mainly been doing art for the game, but I'd like to start learning to program a bit more.
По газонам.
So yeah, I'm going to be right.
Level failed. Ты должен по дороге только ехать.
Just as a personal project to learn some new skills.
That's cool. You trying to cheat real quick. You trying to go through that person's lawn.
I did.
That's exactly what.
Не
thought we didn't
торопись.
see that.
Не торопись.
That's amazing.
Oh, you can go across as many people's lawns as you want.
Твою мать.
I like how the watermelons just
Yeah,
like
that's
dribble
a
out.
beautiful.
Почему в холодильник полный арбузов, и почему его надо перевести?
Which might help a little bit.
Ooh, okay.
Yep. So that will help a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
You were on hard mode for a second.
Didn't know you could flip the
Yeah,
furniture
I think,
around.
if you press tab, you can see some help. Helpful tips and stuff.
Good to know. Thank you.
What is the feedback and response been so far when you've been showcasing this game at different festivals and such like that?
У меня бы не хватило вообще терпения, конечно, все это таскать. Я всегда тороплюсь.
Watching streamers, it's really satisfying watching people enjoy what we've made. It's a really good
Переживаю за холодильник больше, чем за свою личную жизнь.
Yeah, there's been a lot of positive feedback. There's been some people who've been frustrated, but I feel that's kind of part of the sort of game.
Yeah. It's challenging.
Ура, она прошла.
Yeah, you don't want people to play properly, right? You want them to stuff up. It's more fun that way.
Yeah,
смущает ли то, что вообще нельзя ничего в машину положить? Но это да. Было бы... О, на велосипед было поставить. Ух ты, на дороге появляются ямы, смотрите.
I think it was the 31st August or something like that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then GOG was released yesterday, so...
Oh, sweet,
yeah,
sweet.
It's been out
so
for
everybody
a while.
So remind me, you have an expansion pack coming out? Or an update at least with like helicopters and stuff, is that right? When's that coming out?
Yes, that was...
Но это уже, конечно, не торопись. Очень напоминает уже, конечно, на что-то Reliable Delivery Service. Это то же самое, только с коопом. И физика у нас более крейзовая.
We appreciate you showing the game. Yeah, we appreciate you guys showing the game and joining us. Everybody viewing, check the game out. Buy it. It's now, you can now buy it. GOG, Steam, on the Mix.
Это будет единственный стрим, который я пересмотрю. Ну, я на самом деле в течение стрима не очень много говорил, но иногда что-то подбухтивал. Ивенты вообще интересно стримить. Ивенты смотреть, наверное, надо чаще ловить всякие интересные штуки, которые происходят, и их стримить. Народ их нормально потом пересматривает. Ну, это потому что не просто геймплей каких-то игр. Там что-то новое, интересное можно увидеть. Ух ты, мужика пилит. Привет, Антон. Где Warcraft? Warcraft меня пустило только полчаса назад. Из-за очереди я решил уже не отсоединяться.
Whoa. I mean, we just started. Let's try that again. Witness a world where chilling on a boat on the river Styx makes you look like a total badass. Because you know you won't be thrown overboard to hell.
Спасибо, Валентин, спокойной ночи.
Really awesome. Limbo cannot hold you.
Warcraft наступил на свои обычные грабли на старте, когда в игру нельзя зайти часами. Я 1,5 часа стоял, ждал.
Summon awesome allies for your enchanted entourage, and give respect to beings of infinite powers. Hey, what a cool story. Using a new powerful deck of defense cards, you will block, parry, and riposte your way to victory. Oh, not again. Were heroes always this fragile? Strap yourself in. Again? Summon a 1940s boy band. No! I'm gonna be honest, this is not going the way we wanted it to. Okay, come on. Alright, next hero. More meat for the grind. In a world where everyone dies and hope is futile. Yes! Alright! Good card choices, excellent equipment. Okay, solid tactics. We got this. We have our hero. Now, let's swing open the door.
Мне визуальный стиль не очень нравится.
Where no sword is too big, armor too thick, ally too obnoxious. In this totally awesome game that you should definitely buy.
And that was the gorgeous trailer for Doors of Insanity. We have Logan on the line. We're going to be playing through the game. What's up, Logan? How's it going?
Hey, Logan.
Oh, it's going good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing the game. I was in tune with this game during the Guerrilla Collective when we showed it. It's just so gorgeous.
Ты-то сам, Антон, поиграл?
We're gonna go straight to gameplay right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to jump in. I love this game so much.
Возвращаться собираешься?
Glad to hear it. So, Doors of Insanity is basically a journey through kind of a psychological purgatory. So everything that you see within the game, almost half of the content that we've created is straight from lucid dreams. So what we do as a team, we take various supplements, Doors of Insanity interrupt sleep, and do things that allow us to bring back like crazy connections that you're not going to make in your waking life. So that's why you might notice things are a bit bizarre, or sometimes they feel like there's a thread connecting them, but it's not as connected, like you wouldn't think of it just in your daily life. And that's what we tried to do.
Блин, я разработчик перекрываю, оказывается.
Yeah, it's very
Извини,
surreal.
разработчик.
The vibrant colors are great, and like just the cards, I actually want to collect the cards. Are you gonna have the decks available? Because they're
we
like
talked
gorgeous.
about that.
It'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be so fun to do. Yeah. It's on the maybe pile.
So you're the game developer, right?
Right. I'm the programmer,
Oh,
and
okay.
you know I have some design help. Our main designer does the majority of like all the stats and kind of the thought processes and stuff, and the rest of us kind of sprinkle in things within his main design.
Okay, cool. Just the reason I asked, because you know another indie, they're awesome. We've been working with them for years, you know. So I just wanted to find the correlation. You know what I mean? Are you one of the developers? Are you representing the publisher?
Gotcha.
So that's good context.
Those guys are awesome. They're totally awesome. They took our career from virtually unknown or like semi-popular indie games, and they're like putting us on the map. So we couldn't be more appreciative of them.
So Katie's been spending time in the game, you know, previous to starting the event today, and she's just been kind of killing it. What are your?
Хочешь, набегай на пару часов в день? Я примерно так и планирую по вечерам. Завтра надо колду посмотреть, так что, наверное, завтра у меня бета-колды, а потом уже, наверное, можно врываться. Warcraft. У нас сегодня последний день, как в стране... У нас сегодня день, последний день, когда работают рестораны, и страна потихоньку опять начинает закрываться. Боюсь, что скоро еще и спортзал закроют. И я буду вообще опять толстенький. И вообще из дома выходить не буду. Там какие-то просто у нас бешеные цифры. Прямо вот такой вот график по короне. Прямо на плотность населения в пересчете очень высокие цифры. Так что такое.
Based upon who you see, who you interact with, you know. So it's basically kind of a run through
Так что
purgatory each
Warcraft
time,
под
and by
такое
the
как
end you
раз
should be a
подходит.
completely different
Тут совсем
character
с ума не
than you were
сойти.
the last 10 times.
That's cool. The character creation system is pretty...
Oh yeah, I wanted to thank you for putting in all of those customization options, especially for female characters.
Yeah,
not all
definitely.
games are doing that yet, so it's really cool to be able to, you know, choose what shade of purple I want my hair to be, and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, it was actually new for us, so we're happy with how it turned out.
It's really robust.
I don't trust this apple. Do you trust this apple, Justin?
I do trust this apple. Looks shiny and clean.
I'm gonna eat it. The store. Oh no, it did heal
Nice.
me.
I was actually thinking a worm was gonna pop out and bite you real quick.
Yeah, this looks like the kind of game where you don't quite know what to expect.
The syrup.
Главное, чтобы завтра тоже Battle.net вечером пускала, так как... Кстати, завтра же... В принципе, завтра, наверное, получится именно поиграть, потому что завтра только бета-колды только у тех, кто предзаказал. Но если это опять будет перекрываться с Warcraft'ом, то я даже не знаю, как они будут это переживать.
Where you are constantly building up the character, kind of like what we
Ты
had
еще
here,
прошлый
but in a
контент не
simpler
прошел.
form. So we discovered that was working for us, and then we tried to take that to like a much more attractive.
Начинай считать калории, у нас уже 3 недели, как все закрыто, и встал себе норму в 2000 калорий. Не, мне это лениво, я не скажу, что я просто ем регулярно. И, то есть регулярно, это в смысле стараюсь временные интервалы соблюдать между едой и стараюсь не есть того, от чего можно потолстеть. У меня нет прям проблемы с едой. Толстенький, это я так говорю, для проформы. Больше всего меня беспокоит то, что если спортзалы закроют, то мне просто надо двигаться, так как я из дома практически не выхожу уже с апреля. Ну, то есть в офис не хожу, мне надо двигаться. А в Нидерландах очень плохая погода осенью, и зима это все дожди. И, короче, я в плохую погоду из дома вообще не люблю выходить. Ой, меня уже в сон вот это безобразие клонит. Простите, непрофессионально.
Oh, because yeah, we don't have all the answers for what people want. We know that we've seen a lot of card games already, so we want to break off from the pattern and bring them some new stuff.
Oh wow!
Oh my God,
That's what I was expecting from the apple.
That's, yeah, and I wasn't expecting that from the treasure chest because the apple worked out so well.
Yeah.
I was secretly hoping you'd get bit. No offense.
No offense. Cool. That's hilarious. So what are some of the card games that you were looking at as you're developing? You're like, oh, that is dope, or like, you know what I mean?
Well, of course we played Slay the Spire, but then we also had a lot of physical card games we liked, and I was a big Magic the Gathering fan growing up, so I just love basically all card games. But one of the other big influences is Dead Cells. We really like the replayability of Dead Cells.
Nice.
Пецки, это большая очередь. Тогда, когда я запускал, я отстоял 1,5 часа примерно. Battle.net. Оно там время скакало, мне сначала писало типа 300 минут или что-то такое, потом оно туда-сюда. Но мне потом в Твиттере написали, что можно было попасть в игру, просто ее через экзешник запустив, и ввести свое имя пользователя и пароль.
Where's the art style influence from? I'm super curious.
He picks up from a lot of stuff. He really loves Japanese animation.
Так что если ты хочешь в WoW попасть, то ты можешь это сделать, минуя Battle.net, запустив его через экзе. Если не WoW, то я не знаю.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
He can pretty much draw anything. Really cool dude. One of the things that turned out best in this game are the summons too. All these little helpers with their animations and stuff.
I love the little helpers. I feel like
they make you feel like you're not single player.
Yeah. That's cool. The bee is extra gangster too.
Oh my God, I am so.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Right.
Oh.
You got deaded. That's hilarious.
They're just celebrating my death. That's.
Возьми домой гимнастический коврик, экспандер, 6 килограмм. У меня есть коврик, только для йоги. Я на нем по вечерам лежу на спине на такой, не знаю, типа цилиндр, примерно вот такого диаметра, цилиндр, шириной на всю спину. Короче, советую, если у вас есть, мы все сидим много за компьютером, значит, советую, берете, коврик, на него кладете цилиндр. Сейчас я повернусь, покажу. Кладете, кладете цилиндр на пол и пытаетесь где-то в районе, вот так, в районе лопаток на него лечь и поднять руки вверх и лежать вот так парочку минут, чтобы сутулость исправлять. Да, валик, правильно. Но валик обычно... Но он плотный должен быть. Помогает с сутулостью. Я уже прям заметил, что у меня перестала спина горбатиться. Делаю это регулярно перед сном. Каждый день. Прохожу заканчиваю стрим вечером, иду в туалет, с туалета прохожу мимо коврика. О, коврик. Давайте-ка прилягу. Так, это что за черти? Где-то эту игру видел, Button City. Либо она слишком похожа на игры от Nintendo.
So that was the cute and gorgeous Button City trailer. We have Ryan Woodward on the line. My brother. I'm just kidding.
Brothers at the heart.
How's it going?
Good. I like the character on your shoulder and the pull-up. That's dope.
Thank you. That's really
Где?
cute.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Katie's gonna be hopping on the wheel and just running through it right now. So can you tell us about the game?
Yeah, so Button City is a narrative adventure game about a young fox named Fennel, this little guy, and his friends trying to save their local arcade from being shut down by this
Окей, ладно, видимо, вот это посмотрим, и, наверное, я буду на сегодня
So you're on this
закругляться.
Saturday morning hijinks adventure to save the arcade, all while trying to become arcade champions and take down your rivals at a really awesome game called GoBobots.
This is so cute. Can I ask, why did you decide on animals as opposed to like just a game about people? I mean, besides animals being adorable.
So this entire game started with my wife, Shandine, who started just making 3D art, and the first thing that she made was this cute little fox who eventually became Fennel. And I think like just all of our games are just super adorable. We tend to make animal games anyways. Honestly, I'm surprised it's not a cat, but we have a cat character in there as well. So that's kind of the main reason. My wife just loves cats, and people really seem to resonate with the game.
I think your wife and I would get along. I also
Oh,
love
definitely.
cats.
Ну, это совсем игра такая Nintendo
I like the
вайба.
diorama feel and that you can interact with anything. Like that's really interesting, and also the how you reference like different video game systems and things like that. Like, kind of where did the idea behind like the arcade situation come about?
So a lot of it comes from just like our lives, where we're part of like different gaming communities. We're part of the arcade game community here. I'm on like the leaderboard for this game called Maximum Tune 5.
Окей, ладно, я сейчас вам тогда чатик закину, если кому интересно продолжать смотреть этот ивент. Я вам сейчас скину ссылку в чат, где он идет. Я, наверное, буду закругляться уже, потому что устал. 2,5 часа — это такой у меня ментальный лимит для вечернего стрима. Спасибо, что посмотрели. Давайте завтра приходите, будем смотреть бету колды Cold War. Я постараюсь Гуфовского сдернуть. И еще парочку людей, кто у нас в Дискорде предзаказал игру. Warcraft уже, видимо, будем врываться тогда, когда будем врываться. Либо я там днем за часик разберусь. Я так понимаю, сейчас при патче, только кроме сплющивания уровней, там пары-тройку скиллов, ничего не поменялось. Возможно, я на стриме начну качать нового персонажа. Я очень хочу посмотреть новую прокачку на новом острове. Вот, поэтому, наверное, может, стоит устроить небольшое голосование, за какой класс мне начать играть, кроме шамана и охотника. Какая у меня с Москвой разница во времени? -1 у меня пока. Когда переведем на летнее, будет, по-моему, 2 часа разницы. Тебе пати, что ли, будет нужно? Я думаю пока, Антон, что я буду делать с Вовом в припатче. Я хочу, наверное, отдельного персонажа прокачать. Ты знаешь что, ты приходи в наш Дискорд. Если ты должен знать, где Дискорд у нас, который к подкасту прибит, который как играют в игры. И там есть, во-первых, текстовый канал по Вову. Во-вторых, есть голосовой канал по Вову. Я собираюсь сидеть там по вечерам в голосовом канале, стримить и, не знаю, буфтеть за Вов, за новости. Ну, все как обычно. Если что, ссылка на Дискорд есть в описании стрима. Должна быть, по крайней мере. Так можно. Ты всегда welcome, если у тебя будет время, и совпадать с моим временным расписанием. Я примерно в 9:30 по Москве начинаю садиться. Что-то в этом районе.
The arcade games as well. So if you get a coffee, you could get 3 different styles, either like just normal coffee, extra bitter, or coffee grounds. That'll make the game harder.
Буду рад. Всем остальным тоже. Все, давайте пока. Хороший ивент. Немножко есть спорные моменты, но игры показали интересные. К ведущим есть вопросы. Вот этот формат прикольный, но он очень сильно зависит от разработчика, который свою игру показывает. Ну, это, в принципе, ожидаемо. Не все рождены инди-разработчики прирожденными спикерами. Вот этот чувак интересно про игру рассказывает, про свою. Он ее видно, что искренне любит. Это хорошо. Все, давайте.
And we're going to meet our friend Sorrel, and she's going to kind of explain kind of the situation that's going on. But we're going to be kind of putting that to the side, and we're going to be playing some Revolution Racer, which is a electric drift racing game where you race electric street cars down Watermelon Mountain.
Nice. Okay. Watermelon Mountains.
Yeah.